Hi, so today I'm gonna continue working on implementing the feature in my search and subscript that allows you to search for words in subtitle files and then play those search results directly in MPV player. Um, Here's what we have so far. Like last time. So for example, if I play search for this word and then pass this subtitle file and then also the -p option for play.
Att man som historielärare måste vara duktig. Alltså om man ska kolla upp en historisk händelse så kollar jag alla Wikipedia.
För att med sina elever skriva.
We have this EDL file generated with all the search results. So that's what we have so far. Last time we also implemented some new options that allow you to add like a little margin before and after each search result, so that there's some buffer around the exact position of the subtitle, so that like those parts don't can still be included in case the subtitle covers the portion of the video where that is kind of shorter than the actual line that the person says in the video. Those options are -a, and then you just pass some value in seconds, or rather -b for before and -a for after. So this would add like half a second before each before and after each search result. I'm not gonna run that though, but that's what we did last time, among other things. Yeah, but that was the main one. So today I wanted to do some fixes and probably try to implement this external chapters file after all, because basically right now it, like in EDL, for some reason they have this situation where basically you can't disable the chapters from the main file and from the file that is sourced from the main file at the same time. So you can have this extra chapter here that you can't get rid of by using purely EDL, but there is a way to create an external chapters file. Let me see, hold on a second, I forgot to do this. This, here we go. So yeah, so you can create a chapters file in this format, ff metadata, and that can be used as the chapters, like to provide the chapters for the EDL file. So I thought I'd try this. It's kind of like, it's not like really all that important, but if I can improve it, I figured why not. It just kind of keeps staying on my mind, and I think I want to give it a go. And also, like, I wanted to do this little fix. So my note says here that move determining video file and subtitle file to the outer loop. So basically what we're doing right now is not really the best way to go, as I realize, is because we are basically determining the name of the video file and the subtitle file. Well, subtitle file is already available. We're really determining the name of the video file based on the subtitle file's name, but we're doing it for each line of the subtitle. That doesn't make any sense, because you can only do it once. So I'm gonna move this outside of this loop, this like inner while read loop, to this outer for loop, which loops only through the files. Like, granted that like if there are no matches, then that would kind of be unnecessary, ultimately determining that that file name. But like, if you think about it, if there was like 100 hits in that subtitle file, and then you know, like this operation has to run, like all these unnecessary steps have to, you know, have to be performed like 100 times, then it's not really all that good. But you know, like if it's just performed once for each file, it's probably not that big a deal. So I think I'll just move all this stuff outside, to the outside of the inner loop, out into the outer loop. So that should be pretty simple to do. I'll just create like a similar conditional statement here, and I think all I need to do is to just basically copy, or like rather cut all of this and put it here. And so this way the video file and the subtitle file variables are set before all of the searching is performed, and over here we only generate the lines based on those variables, and yeah, and that's it. Like, so let's see if, yeah, so the script still runs, all the chapters are there, like all the search results are there as well. Everything looks fine, don't see anything strange, so I think I'll just yeah, I'm pretty sure that that should work correctly, so I'll go ahead and proceed based on that assumption. So okay, so that's done. So now let's take a look at that external chapters file generation. So basically the format is this. Like, we don't need any of this, we only need the chapters, and so we'll need to generate this thing for each chapter. We don't need this thing either. So it's gonna be this header, and then for each chapter we need to have like first this sort of like I guess header for this part of the file, and then the time base, the start and the end. And so like the one thing that I wanted to kind of still that I still haven't figured out yet is like this time-based thing. I think like when you put it this way, this means like milliseconds, basically 1,000th of a second. So it says chapter ends at 1 minute, and it says 60,000. So like if I multiply or like divide it by 1,000, that's gonna be 60, and 60 seconds is a minute. So yeah, so basically this is exactly what we need, I think. So I'm gonna go with that. So let's try to generate that file. Now where can we do that exactly? At which points? So we need all of the search results to be completed when we do it, and like so there is a start point and then on the end point. We need those. Or rather, no, we don't need to complete the search results, scratch that. We can just create another array like we did here, and then we can collect all of the chapters. So like chapters plus equals, and then we'll perform some operation or yeah, like add the, basically we'll create an array element for each, like this thing will go into an array, except for this comment, of course, because yeah, it's unnecessary. But yeah, there's chapter time base start and end, so there's gonna be 4 lines in that in each array element stored. So let me just kind of think on the fly here and say, like chapters. So the first line is gonna be this. Then there's gonna have to be a new line. Yeah, a new line. So after that, so we have so where do we get the time codes from? The time codes. Convert time codes arg2. Okay, so this thing is run. I guess since we're gonna be using it twice, then yeah, I mean right now this also adds this like title of the chapter to the EDL, which will actually be unnecessary if we have an external file, but okay, I'll just leave it alone for now, even though it's unnecessary. Perhaps, yes, I'll kind of just have another function here. Generate chapter. So yeah, and over here, yeah, I'll just sort of like comment this out, and so that we, like for testing purposes, I will just say generate chapter here, and pass, and so what do I need to pass to it? Right, nothing at this point, I think. Yeah, because we don't need any file name there, and the time codes are gonna, like at this point I'm gonna do that inside the function, but maybe I'll move this code outside later. So we don't need this before and after stuff. The first argument is the file name, we don't need that. The third one is the, yeah, we need the third one, that's the name of the chapter. So we'll have the time codes and the time codes and the name of the chapter, which is just the first line of each subtitle. So start length, and we're not going to be dealing with that. So this is going to be completely different. I'll delete this. We're not going to be calculating any lengths here. So yeah, so just pass like arg1 and arg2 to string.format. Convert time codes. So like, let me see. So this format will need, yeah, I'll still need to convert things though. But So let me not delete that quite yet. I'll rename them though to something different. So it's gonna be just start and end, but I can't use the word end in Lua because that's a reserved keyword. Like it closes like a function, for example, or like an if statement, anything like that, like any code block basically. So I'll have to say like start and maybe I'll just use like end underscore or something, because yeah, I'll go with this for now. Rather it's a comma and underscore. And I'll call convert timecodes here, and I'll pass the timecodes to that, or that's gonna be arg2. We're gonna have like only one positional argument, timecodes here. We'll still do all of this, like breaking it down in parts, but we won't need to like calculate any of this stuff. Or wait, no, we will need to do that, but we are gonna have to, it's not gonna be in seconds like we did for the EDLs, it's gonna be in milliseconds, like 60,000 milliseconds is a minute. So we'll need to just concatenate these two parts so that they become a single number. And let's see, so this is gonna be in seconds. Well, okay, so this is gonna have to be like a, basically this will convert like hours to seconds, and then add this to minutes, convert it to seconds, and then add the seconds there finally, and then simply concatenate, like just like add the milliseconds to it. So and as a result we'll have the number that we need. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, so like this is gonna be in seconds, and we can just like simply concatenate milliseconds with it, because it's like 60 seconds, and then all of the milliseconds get directly attached to it. So yeah, and I don't actually need to create like any variables here. In this case, I'll just return these directly. It'd be nice to separate it into multiple lines, but I kind of don't remember how to do that. I'll just leave it alone for the time being. Or no, let me Google it. Lua. No, never mind. Let me just test this first. So arg2 goes in here, like returns that stuff. Maybe I will put the variables back, or I don't know. So generate chapter. Let's see what we have in the output. What we get in the output, rather. I don't want to like play anything, but I need to pass this play option anyways. So I'll just comment out for the time being the line that launches the player, so that it just doesn't pop up all the time. Where is it? MPV, here it is. So this should, yeah, okay. That's sort of what I wanted, except the Lua code doesn't work. Oh man, again, this thing, like, what? Why am I like always running into this? What does it say on a field question mark? Oh, by the way, it wouldn't print anything anyways because I like didn't put anything here, but I can comment that out for the time being. Let me see. So local start equals that. Local and equals that. Start and yeah, let me print start and end to see what's going on. So nothing gets printed at all, I think. Let's print timecodes. Right, it's because I'm passing the wrong argument here. And arg2 is the chapter's name. Okay, this looks better. Okay, so we have those numbers. Convert, well, that's the wrong one here. Okay. Return start and end. So let's try to concatenate, like format the string that we need. So the first line, first is gonna say this like chapter word in parentheses, in square brackets. Then there's gonna be a new line. Then what does it say? Time base equals 1000th. New line. Start equals, and then end equals new line and. So, and then there's also title. You can have in a multi-line title, but we're not gonna worry about that. Start and title. Okay. Yeah, let me actually start with start and end, and then pass the title after that. Like this. So %s here, and yeah, %s everywhere. Let's see what we have. So yeah, I mean, this looks fine. Yeah. Okay, cool. So now let's deal with this with this stuff, so we don't need to like repeat it twice in each function and run that sed 2 extra times. So let's put it in a variable somewhere. Like, so we only need it here, right? Yeah. So what are those things? They are timecodes and chapter title equals. So I'll copy this here. Don't need the quotes here. Like I could leave them there, but it's not required in this case, so I always, like in this particular case, I don't quote. Like when there's this, what's it called? Some kind of substitution. Bash, let's see. Command substitution, yeah. So and yeah, then we'll pass this stuff to the functions instead of doing it inside the functions, like this operation. Timecodes and chapter title. And we'll do the same for the generate EDL line function. So it's gonna receive 2 more parameters. Video file timecodes and chapter file or subtitle file. Basically file timecodes and chapter title. And so that means that this becomes parameter 2, and this becomes parameter 3. So these lines became pretty short, and I think I can just do this instead of what we had before. Yeah. And this becomes 1 and the other one 2. Yeah, I'm not sure about the style here, but let's not worry about that. Okay, it works. Let me check if we... Yeah, let me uncomment or like allow the player to launch again and see if everything that I changed there works. That the EDL lines generate correctly.
Att man som historielärare måste vara duktig.
Yeah, looks fine. So, okay. Alright, so now we have the code that is able to produce the chapter file code that we need. So now I can create an array like I wanted to here. So like do this, and what's gonna go inside is the output of that generate chapter command. Chapters, yeah, that's okay. So now we'll have an array of chapters. Let's let me just print it here. Chapters. Again, let me just hold the MPV so that I can only see this stuff. So yeah, we have everything like we wanted to. So let's see. So we have the EDLs, and let's put the chapters after everything else. So I'll have another code block here, and I'll have to put one line there that says that has that header. Where is it? Yeah, this one, FF metadata. Yeah. Like this, and the array. Oh wait, I edited the wrong one. Should have put it here. FF metadata, and now also similar thing here with the chapters array, and don't need that anymore. So now we should get the output corresponding to that file that we're generating. So should I like add some extra lines there or something so that it's more readable if you open it? Yeah, I guess I'll do that. I'll add an extra new line after each chapter. And to do that, I'll put just a new line here. Maybe I need to put two new lines. No? Well, that's strange. Okay, what do we have in the array then? Pretty declare print. This is, by the way, just a custom function that I have that does the same as declare p, but it also formats the output so that it's more readable. So let's see what's going on there. Those lines at the end don't get added for some reason. Yeah, I have no idea why, but that's what's happening. Well, that's no big deal because we can add them elsewhere. So I guess, yeah, I think that like has to do with command substitution in bash, I think. But basically, yeah. I also have this new line here, like that doesn't do anything. Let me remove that. And I can just add an extra new line here, that's fine. So now we have like chapters separated with new lines. There's an extra one at the end, but it's okay. So yeah, that's fine. Now so let's go cache dir slash. So what should I call it? I guess like chapters dot. I don't know, like there is no right extension for this, so I'll just make something up. FF metadata, since that's the format of the file. Yeah. Then MPV. So for MPV, the option is dash chapters file. So we will have to add that. Yeah, like this adds a little bit of kind of extra things. So like if we're also like planning to implement a feature where you can just save these files so that you can play them later. So like in this case, you won't be able to just like open one EDL file. You'll have to like pass this chapters file from an external, like this basically. But yeah, and there isn't really any way around that. Have to use equals with options for MPV, I think. Let's see if like this plays. No, make sure you're using equals value. So let's make sure we do that. Okay, so great, it worked. So the chapters are what we put, or wait, no, that doesn't look right. Why isn't there? I guess there must be some conflict between what we have in the EDL and in the chapters file, but I mean the chapters list shows up if I press like F10 in my case. I'm not sure if that's the default shortcut, but let me hide the chapters from the EDL and try again, see what happens. Okay, this is weird. This is not really. Maybe I calculated the the time wrong or something, because that doesn't look right. Like the file is the same, but it's only like 40 seconds long, but we have values here that are not that at all. Oh wait, I think I know. I just realized something. Yeah, like, oh, okay. Yeah, I just kind of I totally messed up the logic of, yeah, like we can't. This is not correct, because like I'm passing time codes from the subtitles as the values for start and end, but I need the values for start and end to be like relative to the resulting EDL file. So yeah, that changes things. That means that we'll have to basically base this on the length of each segment. And then store so I'm not gonna be able to like okay, so yeah, we'll have to base it on the length of the segment. So we can calculate the length, of course, with Lua, but then we'll also need to remember how far we are in the file, like as the EDL lines and thus the chapters as well are being generated. So, but let's first figure out the part about calculating the length. So, yeah. Yeah, this adds a little bit of complexity here. Man, I wish I thought of that in advance. So basically, let's see, like, what's the sequence here? So the time codes like have the length embedded in them, but only the length of the of that particular segment. Now, this thing only prints the. So somehow I need to like calculate the length, or like output the code for the chapter. Let me see. So, and also save the value. So that the next one can be calculated. No, that's not what I wanted to do. So like time base start and calculate the length. I mean, Lua cannot talk to this to the bash script, so I can't just like save something in here, because like once this is has finished running, it's like gone. Yeah, this is complicated. Maybe I can, then I'll need to create two functions, one that figures out the length and another one that generates the chapter function. Calculate segment length. So what are 1 and 2 again? 1 and 2 are timecodes and chapter title. I'll only need the timecodes here. So this is not gonna be necessary. It's only one parameter. Well, let's see. So there's only one argument. I don't need the function. Remove this return statement, and basically local parts. Don't need to say local in this case. Yeah, I can just directly print the value. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, I can directly print the value, which is gonna be end minus start. Let's see if that works. No. Yeah. arg1. What's happened here? what's going on, like. Trying to print out the input to that. Function. Where is it? Don't need this at the moment. So, okay, I get the right argument here. So this works. So then, what's the think? Yeah, maybe this is a bit much for one line, but I think I need to do this. Yeah. So now we have the length of that segment, of each segment in milliseconds. Okay, so that's half of it. The length of each segment in milliseconds. So like start and end. So it's gonna start with 0, and then I'll just keep adding the length each chapter on each chapter. And yeah, that's gonna be the thing. So where should I put this variable then? I guess here I'll say position equals 0. So I don't really need the so what do I need for each chapter? I need the position, and then I need the length of that too. So okay, that's what we'll do then. So position is gonna be position equals, so we can just use bash arithmetic here since that's just integers there. So we'll calculate the segment length, or I should actually put the length outside since we also need it here, so make it into a variable too, length. Segment length plus segment length. So let's see what we have. Position and segment length. Yeah. Position and length. Since it also like has start and end of the chapter for some reason, Wait, why do I need length? I don't need length. I need to. I'm not gonna call it position. I'm gonna call it just chapter start. Equals 0, and this is gonna be called chapter start. Position plus segment length, and chapter end equals no, wait, like I'm. Oh my god, this is like. Yeah, chapter start equals chapter start plus segment length. Not plus segment length, this is chapter end. So like this, chapter start, I think. Let me just see what we have. No, not that. Wait, what? Chapter start. Oh my god, okay. I think like this. Chapter end equals. Yeah, okay, so now this makes sense. So it starts with 0, then 1669, and then the next segment starts with the same number, and then the length is added, and so on till the end. So yeah, that works. Don't need the arithmetic construct there. Yeah, like I also, despite the fact that I personally don't quote the command substitution if I assign it to a variable, like this could also be basically written like this, but I just like to quote it in this case too. It's kind of like, yeah, I don't really know why. I can't really give a good like rationale for that. It's more like a stylistic thing that visually it makes more sense to me to just like see like it starts with a quote, so that's like a variable. It kind of makes more sense. Yeah. But it's not required. Okay, so fine, we fixed sort of we dealt with that part, so now we have the segment. So wait a second, like this segment length, we don't need that variable. We can just do this. So, okay, so now we'll need to modify our generate chapter function. So we'll pass the chapter start and chapter end variables to it. So now it has actually 3 positional parameters that it's gonna take. It's not gonna do any timecode conversion at all. It's actually gonna be a very simple function. kind of wasted a lot of time on this like in the beginning, but sometimes that happens. Start, end. So we'll just generate this, and it's gonna be arg1, arg2, arg3. Yeah, I mean, I could get rid of these two variables too, but I'll leave them alone because this makes the code more readable so that you can see it like, oh, chapter end gets assigned to chapter start and then goes here, so that this is chapter start. Otherwise, I'll have to put chapter end here and then this thing here, and it'll just be like incomprehensible afterwards. Yeah, so let's see if we have the output in the array that we want. And yeah, it looks fine now. These values are what I think they should be. Let's now try playing it. I hope it works.
Att man som historielärare måste vara duktig på alltså.
Okay, so like this looks good. We can see that the chapter's name matches the first line of the subtitle. That's kind of a way to check. Let me just watch this.
Att man som historielärare måste vara duktig på alltså om man ska kolla upp en historisk händelse så kollar jag alla Wikipedia.
Att med sina elever skriva på Wikipedia som ett sätt att lära sig om Wikipedia. Om Wikipedia är helt transparent så kan man hela tiden följa elevernas bidrag.
Och så har vi suttit och skrivit i våra sandlådor först på Wikipedia. Så blev vi direkt borttagna en del av Wikipedia-cheferna.
Jag har fått mer respekt för Wikipedia och det här.
Det är väldigt vanligt att elever i gymnasieåldern och uppåt redigerar Wikipedia. För dem är det för svårt att redigera Wikipedia på ett bra sätt. Och sen 2013 så finns ett uppslagsverk som heter Wikimini.
Jättekul att liksom jobba. För man kan ju få in, jag tänker Wikimini och Wikimini.
Yeah, now we're done, I think. Let's see. So now we have like 4 files being generated, and I also, by the way, need to add this new file that we now have to this thing so that it gets removed when things are played, because right now it's still sitting there because it wasn't added to that rm command, but now it's deleted. Okay, so I've been coding for an hour. I mean, I feel like I might do a little bit more. So yeah, external chapters file. So I mean, when I've been looking into this, I also found this script here that someone wrote that might be helpful when like if you want to play this EDL, not from search and subs like I just did, but then save it and just play it separately, so that like the chapters you don't have to like go like mpv -- chapters file and then pass the file and then past the chapters file and then the media file, so like so that you can just open the EDL without, so that you can just have this instead. Someone wrote a script that upload like that adds the chapters file if it's present. They use this .chp extension, which is I guess like is also some. I tried looking up this extension and I couldn't really find it anywhere. But like they also, I'm not sure like what formats they use. It looks like they used this other format, and I don't know if it's gonna work with this format that MPE supports natively. This is just like something that this script can do, and then it can just like assign chapters based on this format. But I mean, it's probably not too difficult to create a script like this that would basically add the chapters file if it's present in the same directory as the file that you're playing. So yeah, so that's that. But I'll have to, yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but that's how it is at the moment. I mean, otherwise the EDL still has like all of the chapters, so like if I, or actually like, yeah, I think I put like there's no chapters here, but I can just as well remove it. So it looks like if I use an external chapters file, it only uses that, it just ignores whatever the EDL has in it. So I can just like leave that alone, and so if I keep the files and then just play the main.edl, right now it still has all of the chapters and that like extra chapter that shouldn't be there. So yeah. So I guess I'll just leave this out and or yeah, I don't know. This is how it is at the moment. I mean, this way at least everything is showing up properly when you play it. I guess I'll just leave this as no chapter since we implemented like an external file. It makes sense to have that as the sort of like everything set up with that in mind. It's interesting that like yeah, like I just wanted to check because like initially I thought that you only need to say no chapters once, but apparently if you have new stream, then you have to repeat that no chapters header. Yeah, because otherwise it includes everything from subtitles.edl. If I don't have this there. I also was wondering if you can just put them on the same line or something. I don't know if that's gonna work, but let's see. Nope, that doesn't work. Okay, let me take a small break and then see if I want to come back and or actually, like, since I completed like a task, I think I'm gonna cut this video here and then see if I want to continue shortly, like in a few minutes or something. But yeah, as for this video, I think I'll end this here. So thanks for watching. I hope you found this interesting and valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.